You're listening to Speak English with Chat.
On Chat English.
Welcome back to Chat English. Have you ever ignored a message from a friend or a teacher just because you felt guilty about not replying sooner? Imagine this. It is Monday morning. You are sitting in a coffee shop waiting for your study partner. They are going to ask, "Did you finish that article we talked about?" And you freeze. Your stomach drops. You want to disappear under the table because you haven't even opened the file.
I actually did this last month. I missed a deadline with my Spanish tutor, and I was so embarrassed that I just never booked another class. I effectively ghosted him because I couldn't face the awkwardness of admitting I hadn't done the work.
That is exactly what we are fixing today. By the end of this episode, you will have a complete set of clean slate scripts, the exact phrases to hit the reset button on any awkward conversation, so you never have to hide from a mistake again.
I wish I had these scripts a month ago. It is funny how we let shame spiral out of control, isn't it? We turn a small problem, like missing one homework assignment, into a massive relationship-ending problem.
Exactly. It is the shame spiral. We think, oh no, I didn't do it. They will think I am lazy. They will be mad. So we avoid them. And the longer we avoid them, the harder it is to go back.
It feels like there's this wall of awkwardness, like it's higher every single day you don't reply.
That is such a good way to put it, a wall of awkwardness. But here's the secret. Most people don't care as much as you think they do. They just want to know what is going on. The problem isn't that you missed the work. The problem is how you communicate it.
Right. Usually I just start apologizing. I say, "I'm so sorry. I'm terrible. Please forgive me."
And how does that feel when you say it?
It feels terrible. It makes me feel small, like a naughty child in the principal's office.
Exactly. And it makes the other person feel uncomfortable too. They have to comfort you. They have to say, "Oh no, it's okay, don't worry." You are making your failure their emotional problem.
I never thought about it that way. By over-apologizing, I'm actually making it more work for them.
Yes. So the first step to the clean slate approach is what I call the soft landing. You need to acknowledge the situation without making it a tragedy. You want to sound like a responsible adult who had a busy week, not a student who is scared of their teacher.
Okay, so if I shouldn't say "I'm so sorry," what should I say?
You can say sorry, but keep it brief. Connect it immediately to a reason that isn't an excuse. We want to use a very specific phrase here. Instead of saying, "I was too busy," which sounds dismissive, try saying, "I got a bit sidetracked."
I got a bit sidetracked. I like that. It sounds less like I chose not to do it and more like life happened.
Exactly. Let's break that word down because it is super useful. To get sidetracked. Think of a train on a track. It is going to its destination. But then there's a switch, and it goes onto a sidetrack. It didn't crash. It just went a different way for a while.
That is a great visual. So when I say I got sidetracked, I'm saying I intended to do the work, but something pulled my attention away.
Precisely. It implies intention. You aren't lazy. You were just diverted. Context is everything here. If you tell your boss, "I didn't do the report because I was watching TV," you are fired. But if you say, "I got sidetracked by some urgent client emails," you are a professional managing priorities.
I hear that word sidetracked all the time in office dramas on TV now that you mention it. It's the go-to excuse for busy professionals.
It really is. It's the perfect soft excuse. So the script starts like this. "Hey, I'm so sorry. I got a bit sidetracked this week and didn't finish the article."
That sounds so much lighter. It doesn't feel heavy.
It's light because you aren't dwelling on it. You are stating a fact. Now, let's look at another situation. What if sidetracked isn't enough? What if you really dropped the ball?
Oh, dropped the ball. That is a great idiom. It comes from sports, right? Like baseball or football?
Yes. If a player drops the ball, the play stops or the other team scores. It means you made a mistake. You failed to do your part.
So if I completely forgot about our meeting, I could say I totally dropped the ball.
Yes. And that is actually a power move. Owning your mistake with confidence is very charismatic. "I totally dropped the ball on this." It shows you aren't afraid to admit fault.
It sounds confident. It's not weak. Weak is making up a lie. Strong is saying I dropped the ball.
Exactly. But you can't just stop there. You need to explain why without sounding like you are complaining. This is where our next key vocabulary word comes in. Overwhelmed.
Oh, I feel that one. Overwhelmed is when you have too much to do and your brain just shuts down.
Right. It is different from being busy. Busy means you have a lot of things to do. Overwhelmed means you have too many things to do, and you feel emotional pressure.
So if I say I was too busy, it might sound like I didn't prioritize you.
But if I say, I have been incredibly overwhelmed with work lately, it sounds like a cry for understanding.
Exactly. It triggers empathy. If you tell me you're overwhelmed, I immediately want to help you. I don't feel angry that you missed the homework. I feel concern for your stress levels.
That is a huge difference. Busy shuts people out. Overwhelmed invites them in.
So let's combine them. You could say, I totally dropped the ball on this assignment. I have been pretty overwhelmed with my new project at work.
That sounds honest. It feels real. If my student told me that, I would say, hey, no problem. Let's take it easy today.
And that is the reaction you want. You want to de-escalate the tension. You are turning a confrontation into a moment of human connection.
I love that. De-escalate. Bring the energy down. Stop the panic.
Exactly. But we aren't done yet. You have apologized lightly. You have explained your state of mind. Now you need to do the most important thing. You need to pivot.
The pivot. This is where we change the direction of the conversation, right?
Yes, you cannot stay in the sorry zone. The longer you stay there, the more awkward it gets. You need to move the conversation to the future. You need to use the reset button phrases.
I am guessing this involves words like anyway or moving forward.
Anyway is your best friend here. It is the verbal signal that says, we are done talking about the past. Now we are talking about the present.
It is like a hard cut in a movie scene. Anyway, and suddenly we were in a new scene.
Exactly. So you might say, anyway, I am ready to get back on track now.
Get back on track. That connects back to the train metaphor from earlier. If I was sidetracked, now I'm getting back on track.
You got it. It is a phrasal verb that means to return to the correct path or schedule. Get back on track. You will hear this constantly in business meetings. Let's get this project back on track. We need to get our budget back on track.
It implies action. It implies that the bad period is over and the good period is starting right now.
Yes, it is very proactive. Another great variation of this is, let's pick up where we left off.
Pick up where we left off. That's a bit of a mouthful. Can we break that down?
Sure. To pick up here means to resume or restart something, and where we left off refers to the last point of progress before the interruption.
So if we were reading chapter 3 and then I ghosted you for 2 weeks, I can say, let's pick up where we left off, meaning let's start at chapter 3 right now.
Exactly. It creates a seamless bridge over the gap. It's like saying, those 2 weeks didn't happen. We are just continuing our story.
That is so psychological. You are framing the break as insignificant.
You are framing it as a pause, not a stop. That is the key to the clean slate. You are wiping the slate clean of the mistake and focusing entirely on the resumption of the habit.
I really like clean slate as a concept too. It comes from old school chalkboards, right?
Yes. When the board was full of messy writing, you would wipe it with a rag and you would have a clean slate to write new things. In conversation, asking for a clean slate means asking for a fresh start without holding on to past grudges.
So putting it all together, the structure is soft apology, honest reason, the pivot.
Exactly. Let's try to roleplay this. I want to see if you can feel the difference.
Okay, let's do it.
I will be your study partner. We meet at the library. You haven't texted me in 3 weeks. You ghosted me. Now you are finally showing up. Ready?
I'm sweating already, but let's go.
Hey, Dan. I haven't heard from you in a while. Is everything okay?
Oh, Alice, I'm so sorry. I am the worst friend. I have been so lazy and terrible. Please don't be mad at me.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
That was the old me. I slipped back into it.
I felt it. I felt uncomfortable. I wanted to tell you, it is okay, calm down. It made me feel like I had to manage your emotions.
Okay, reset. Let me try the new method. Soft apology, honest reason, the pivot.
Action. Hey, Dan. I haven't heard from you in a while. Is everything okay?
Hey, Alice. Yeah, I'm so sorry for the radio silence. I got a bit sidetracked with a massive project at work and just totally dropped the ball on texting back. Anyway, things have calmed down now and I'm ready to get back on track. Let's pick up where we left off.
Wow. That felt completely different.
It felt lighter. I didn't feel like I was begging for forgiveness. I felt like I was just updating you.
And then
The listener, I felt relieved. I understood why you were gone, the big project, and I felt excited that you were ready to start again. I didn't feel the need to comfort you. I just wanted to open the book.
And using radio silence was a nice touch, right?
Oh, I loved that. Radio silence is a great phrase for when someone stops communicating completely. Acknowledging it shows you are self-aware.
It is funny. Once you have these scripts, the fear kind of disappears. The fear comes from not knowing what to say.
Exactly. Anxiety thrives on uncertainty. If you know exactly how you are going to handle the awkward moment, the awkwardness loses its power. You can just walk in, say your line, and move on. Speaking of moving on, we have a lot more to cover about maintaining these habits once you have reset them. But before we dive deeper into the nuances of the pivot, I want to take a quick second to mention something for those of you who want to practice these scripts for real. If you are enjoying this breakdown and want to get the full transcript of this episode, along with a cheat sheet of all the phrases we are using like sidetracked, dropped the ball, and clean slate, you should check out our channel membership. It is the best way to support us and get the tools you need to actually use this English in your daily life.
Definitely. The cheat sheets are lifesavers when you're prepping for a difficult conversation. You can just glance at them and feel prepared.
Exactly. Just hit the join button below if you are interested. Now let's get back to the conversation. We talked about getting back on track, but there is another phrase I want to introduce for when you have been gone for a really long time.
Like longer than a few weeks? Like months?
Yeah. Let's say you ghosted your English teacher for 3 months. I got sidetracked might feel a little bit too small for that.
Yeah, you can't be sidetracked for a quarter of a year. That is a whole new track.
Exactly. In that case, you might want to use the phrase fell off the wagon.
Fell off the wagon. I have heard that. It originally comes from drinking, right? Like stopping alcohol?
Historically, yes, but in modern casual English, we use it for any habit: diet, exercise, study. If you were doing good and then you completely stopped, you fell off the wagon.
So I could say I was doing great with my vocabulary practice, but then I completely fell off the wagon in December.
Yes, it is a very colorful visual idiom. It admits failure, but it also implies that the wagon, the habit, is still there, moving forward, and you just need to jump back on.
It removes the shame again. It happens. People fall off wagons. It is a bumpy ride.
Exactly. It normalizes the struggle. I fell off the wagon. Okay, so hop back on. Another great one for this is slacked off.
Slacked off. That sounds a bit more negative, doesn't it?
It is a bit more self-critical. To slack off means to work less hard than you usually do, or to be lazy. I have been slacking off on my reading.
When would you use that instead of sidetracked?
I would use slacked off with friends or people I'm very close to. It shows vulnerability. It's like saying, honestly, I was just lazy.
Right. You wouldn't say, I slacked off to your boss.
Never say that to your boss. To your boss, you were sidetracked by other priorities. To your best friend, you can say, man, I've really been slacking off.
It is funny how English has these levels of formality even for admitting mistakes.
It really does. And mastering those levels is what makes you sound fluent. If you sound too formal with a friend, it's weird. If you sound too casual with a boss, it's dangerous.
So, clean slate is for everyone. Slacked off is for friends. Dropped the ball is kind of in the middle.
Dropped the ball is safe for almost anywhere because it takes responsibility. It's professional enough for work, but casual enough for friends.
Got it. So we have the reset button, we have the scripts. But what happens if the other person is actually mad?
That is a great question. Sometimes, even with the perfect script, the other person might be annoyed. Maybe you missed a really important deadline.
Yeah, maybe my sidetracked excuse doesn't fly because they were waiting for me.
In that case, you need to add one more element to your script, the make good.
The make good. Is that a noun?
It is in this context. A make good is a specific offer to fix the problem immediately. It shows you aren't just talking, you are acting.
So instead of just saying, let's pick up where we left off, I offer something concrete.
Exactly. So the script becomes soft apology plus honest reason plus the make good.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. I am so sorry I missed our meeting. I got totally overwhelmed with family stuff. But to make up for it, I have already finished the draft and I can send it to you right now.
Oh, that is powerful. To make up for it. That is the key phrase.
Yes, to make up for it. It means to balance the scales. You took something away, my time, so now you are giving something back, extra effort.
It's really hard to be angry at someone who is handing you the finished work.
Exactly. Action cures anger. If you just say, sorry, I'm still mad. If you say, sorry, and here's the work, I'm relieved.
It shifts the focus from the person to the product.
Precisely. And that's what you want. You want to stop being the problem and start being the solution again.
This is really changing how I view these interactions. I used to view them as trials where I'm the defendant, but really they're just negotiations.
They are. They are relationship maintenance. Every relationship has bumps. The clean slate approach is just the suspension on the car that handles the bumps so the ride stays smooth.
I love that analogy. We are just fixing the suspension.
So, Dan, do you think you could call your Spanish tutor now?
You know what? I think I could. I would say, Hola, I'm so sorry for the radio silence. I got a bit sidetracked with work and fell off the wagon with my verbs. Anyway, I'm ready to get back on track. Can we book a slot for Tuesday?
That is perfect. I would book you immediately.
It feels good just saying it. It feels like the heavy backpack of guilt just dropped off my shoulders.
That is the goal. We want to keep you moving forward. Guilt is heavy, action is light.
Guilt is heavy, action is light. I'm going to write
That down. It is true. And you know, this applies to everything in English learning. If you haven't watched a video in a while, or you haven't reviewed your flashcards, don't beat yourself up.
Just hit the reset button.
Just hit the reset button. Say, I got sidetracked. Anyway, I am back now.
It is such a liberating mindset. It means you can never truly fail. You can only pause.
Exactly. You only fail if you stop forever. As long as you pivot and get back on track, you are still in the game. We have covered a lot of ground today. We talked about the shame spiral, the soft landing, the pivot, and the make good.
And some great vocab like sidetracked, overwhelmed, dropped the ball, and radio silence.
These are the tools you need to survive in a real English environment. Because you will make mistakes. You will miss messages. That is just life.
It is not about being perfect. It is about being good at repairing things.
That is beautifully said, Dan. Resilience is more important than perfection.
So what should our listeners do right now?
I have a challenge for you. I want you to think of one message or one task you have been avoiding because you feel guilty. Just one.
We all have one. That email sitting at the bottom of the inbox. That friend we haven't texted back.
Exactly. I want you to go to the comment section right now and practice your reset phrase. Tell us, I got sidetracked by blank, but I am ready to get back on track.
Fill in the blank with your real situation. I got sidetracked by school. I got sidetracked by my kids.
It's a safe space. We are all getting back on track together.
I'm going to post mine too. I got sidetracked by fear, but I am ready to get back on track.
I love it. Do that right now. It is the first step to clearing that slate.
And once you post it, go send the actual message to the person. You can do it.
You got this. Use the script, be brave, hit send. Thanks for joining us on Chat English. We will see you in the next episode.
Keep talking, everyone.